All right, we're going to get ready for today's trader news. I'm not even sure if I'm up, and we are about to go live. Let me scoot into my chair, and we are moving. You are watching Wall Street Sizing Up. It's my little channel. I do today's trader news, little business news that you probably will not see on CNBC, and where you'll see new price targets, new buys and sells, just some insight, earnings reports, crypto news, big movers, big losers. We look at the markets, partnerships, contracts, what have you, right? So I do this for me, but I get on here and do it for you guys as well because I need to know what's going on in the market that I've missed, right? And so that's what I do. So just so you know, we're sponsored by stocktrade.tips. That's stocktrade.tips. That is the actual website. They have one goal, and that's to help you profit off the knowledge and the insider positions of hedge funds. So let's get right to it. You see me, and now you do not. We are on finviz.com. Dow's off 2% today. It's at 620 points. The NASDAQ was down 266. That's 2%. And the S&P was down 73 points. Almost 2% as well. So we're going to talk about GameStop and AMC here in just a second. Exactly what happened. I've got it laid out. I've taken a CFP exam, but I am not a CFP. So any insights, any commentary on here, do not take it as financial advice. Only news and only my personal opinions. Top winners today you see on the screen there. Cyber, SIB up 121. Icon X brand. Ooh, where have I seen that before? Icon X brand up 71. Cat B, CATB up 70. GameStop up 67. Novavax up 64. And AMC came in at 53 up. AVIR, which is TF Pharmaceuticals, 23 up. And let's see what else is up. Property Solutions Acquisition. That's a blank check company. All right. You see the red on the screen. It is absolutely a bloody day, but we're going to get right into it, specifically on what we saw with GameStop, and I hope you'll stick with me because I got a real good insight here, right? So here's the thing. So the GameStop stocks, they rose more than 80%. They ended the day just what we saw at 67, right? AMC is actually looking to raise funding to take advantage of the high stock price and of the climate and of them just being in the public eye. So on Monday they said that they were going to raise about $917 million, and they're no longer considering bankruptcy. So jobs were saved. I don't know how many because I'm sure AMC had to lay off. Robinhood, on the other hand, is in pretty good shape. I don't think their IPO is going to be nearly what it is, and they would be smart to delay it. Time heals all wounds, so they say, and it would probably heal this one too. Because as far as a retail trader and the novice trader out there, Robinhood gamifies it. They make it fun. They make it simple. So anyway, Robinhood raised $1 billion. This morning and last night, and they also tapped their $500 million line of credit to cover its collateral at the clearinghouses and at the settlement layer. So this will allow them. That's what allowed them to essentially trade the type of volume the GameStop and AMC and other volatile companies need. The retail, the meme stocks, if you would. The thing about that is that's not nearly enough, and we'll get into that. So a lot of these people who we think that were involved have come out and said they're not involved. I'm not saying that they're not, but here's what they said. Citadel Securities stated that it did not instruct or otherwise cause any brokerage firm to stop, suspend, or limit trading, or otherwise refuse to do business. Sequoia, I don't know why the VC firm Sequoia had to come out and release a similar statement denying the same allegations. What we know is that short sellers in January experienced a heavy loss, almost $100 billion, $91 billion to be exact. Steve Cohen, and Point72 hedge fund, a top 5 hedge fund. We follow them often on this channel, and it's really funny because when they size up and they file an SEC 13G or 13D, literally the market moves. Literally, that stock moves just like that, and it'll pop 5 to 10% with just him filing an SEC filing. That's how much power these hedge funds have. So he is. So some spokesman said that the decline this month is 10 to 15%. So that may be hard for him to overcome because that is the hedge fund part's 16 billion. I know he's got 100 billion under management in the PE. I think he's in VC as well. But anyway, you can Google search him. Melvin Capital has lost 30%. They're all but done. Citron Research just today on Twitter, Twitter cheered this, is no longer going to publish short selling reports after 20 years of publishing. Here's the key. They said publishing. They're not going to publish. Not that they're not going to short stocks. Candlestick Capital's down 10 to 15%. Maple Lane Capital's down 45% as of Wednesday. To catch up to that, they would need literally, what is that, an 80% return the rest of the year? Or is it more than that? No, it's like 100%. Yeah, it's like 120%. So BlackRock is the big winner here. I should look, but there's some other big winners. I think I pointed them out yesterday, but BlackRock Asset Management seems to have gained because they were already in the GameStop stock. They went up $2.4 billion if they kept the same number of shares that they had at the end of the December filing. All right, so what happened, right? So let me walk you through it the way that I see it. Yeah, did Robinhood screw up? Did all these brokers screw up? Absolutely, right? But the screw up was really not their real F up was them not watching the order flow analytics and seeing the huge spikes in volume that GameStop and these meme stocks were causing, right? I don't know how they were too slow to see that, right? Because at that point, they would need to go get more liquidity. Here's the reason why. Robinhood is their own clearinghouse. They clear their own trades, right? Now, DTCC is the company that settles. They're at the settlement layer, and they settle about 95% of all trades, right? And they were not ready for the volume either. But they literally have a monopoly, right? And they have power in the market, and they basically told all these brokers, said that we don't have the liquidity. So here's the thing. We need the collateral rate to go from 1 to 3% to 100% on the buy side, right? 100%. So when you do that, it's something called T2. So now the clearinghouse, right, which Robinhood's their own clearinghouse. So now Robinhood has to carry on the buy side. So if you're buying AMC, if you're buying GameStop, right? If that's $1,000 trade, they have to literally put to the side $1,000 for that one trade, right? That might be 3 shares of GameStop, right? They got to put $1,000 aside just for that one trade, right? For 2 days. So then you look at all the billions of trades, right? I think the volume got close to a billion. So you're talking about billions, hundreds of billions of dollars that they would have to set aside on the buy side. Now on the sell side, it's only the buy side that needs the collateral, right? So that's why they allowed you to sell, right? Or at least that's what I think, right? That's why that they allowed you to sell. But on the buy side, they had to collateralize that trade at the brokerage and clearinghouse level at 100%. Again, if it was an AMC stock and the stock was trading at $10, they had to set aside $10 for every stock that was bought, right? They just didn't have the money. They were not watching their analytics and the volume spikes 2 or 3 days before. I do not know why, right? So here's what they were doing. So all day yesterday on Thursday, they were on the phone with the big banks, right? So every 30 minutes, all these brokers, Webull, Fidelity, Ameritrade, you name it, right? They were on the phone, right? Clearly, Fidelity and the bigger guys have more. If they clear their own trades, I'm not sure if they all clear their own trades, but most of them do when they're multi-billion-dollar corporations, right? They can clear their own trades. Robinhood does not have that luxury. Webull does not have that luxury. They're literally just a front end, right? So the point here is, all day long, all of these broker houses, the volume was such that they had to get on the phone with the banks. The banks had to provide them liquidity, right? They needed liquidity, and they needed liquidity fast. And so you just can't get $100 billion plus of liquidity just like that. It took them a full, so they basically gave them short-term loans, right? And that's how the liquidity was provided today, right, to all of these front-end brokers, right? Not so much Fidelity, but Ameritrade, yes, and Webull and Robinhood for sure, right? And so they needed the liquidity. What else can I say? They didn't, they've ruined their IPO because they didn't watch what was going on in the market. I don't know what they were thinking, right? But clearly they were not ready for the collateral rate raise when it was increased. That literally screwed the market. It screwed me because I had call options that were due today, in fact. So, but all right. So that's that. Also, after the bell yesterday, we had Visa report revenue of $5.7 billion. That's down about 6% from fourth quarter. The company profits at $3.1 billion, which is down 4%. That's for the fourth quarter. MasterCard reported revenue of $4.1 billion, down 7%. Profit of $1.8 billion, down 15% from for Q4. All right, let's talk about. Oh gosh, what's next? So just I don't understand why. So they denied the liquidity issues. I'm sorry to get back on this. I'm just saying some notes here, right? They denied the liquidity issues and the fears surrounding financial stability. If they had just come clean and come out and come honest, I'm sure retail investors would have given them a pass, because liquidity can be a real issue, right? So if they continued to take those, those trades, counterparty risk became a real issue, right? Because at that point, they're buying the stock basically from you, but nobody's paying them, so that they were going to lose billions of dollars, and that's why they had to shut down. I did think this was interesting. So the interesting part about this was the retail investing has unintended consequences, as Robinhood, Webull, Reddit, Coinbase, TikTok, and Cash App and Fidelity Investments are now the top 7 apps in the App Store as of today, right? All except for TikTok, all financial. Crazy. Also, I don't understand why Google did this. Google erased 100,000 negative Robinhood reviews in a campaign to reduce its rating. People were mad, and they have the right to their opinion. Why is Google messing with Robinhood's review? This was part of the backlash against the trading app's decision to remove access to critical meme stocks, right? And literally, Robinhood rating was down briefly to a 1 star. And that's just kind of the way it goes. I don't know why Google and all of these social firms have to take it upon themselves to kind of play God. If somebody's dissatisfied, and there was a hashtag delete Robinhood, and a lot of people did. So whatever that user base was, I think it was around 12 to 15 million. It's definitely down today. Crypto. Bitcoin was up over 20% today. Let's check in there. Sorry, 35. We're up to 35,000. So we had Elon Musk tweet today. That's right. We had a little Elon Musk tweet. He tweeted about, in fact, in his Twitter profile, he put just Bitcoin, right? He did tweet about Dogecoin, and essentially it's a meme coin as well. It's funny. It's just a dog. That he supported it, and it surged 800%. I believe it's at 5 or 6 cents now. I've seen on Reddit that they want to drive it to 50 cents, so which would make a lot of people a lot of money. Investors are beginning to worry, though. Here's the thing. So the serious investors, not the Reddit, not really the retail, but the institutional guys, they're starting to really begin to worry about the power of individuals on social media that can drastically manipulate stocks, right? And you really can't blame them. I mean, just see what Musk did, right? He tweets about Bitcoin up 20%. He tweets about GameStop spikes 40%. He tweets about what was the one? Etsy. Etsy was up like 10% after he tweeted. I think he said, "I kind of love Etsy," which was very odd. But here's the thing. So what if Bezos was doing this? What if Buffett was doing this? Certainly stocks would go through the freaking roof, right? So also we have some other Robinhood news. They announced this morning that they're restricting trading of the cryptocurrencies through their platform due to extraordinary market conditions. Have we heard that before? I think we have. Robinhood also halted instant deposits for cryptocurrency trading, meaning users can only buy with the funds they already have or wait 5 days to add additional funds. This comes after cryptocurrency Dogecoin, again, surged 800% on the platform. So if you wanted to buy Bitcoin this morning and add funds instantaneously, which Robinhood allows you to do up to a point, you could not do that. So also, Coinbase announced it's going public via direct listing. You probably saw that. Here's one that I thought was interesting. So Grayscale Investments, they own GBTC, which is on the over-the-counter trading, which owns about 3% of all Bitcoin in circulation. Grayscale is now seeking to gain approval, and I'm sure these stocks will absolutely pump once this product comes online. So like GBTC, that literally is tracks Bitcoin through a trust. He's going to do a trust for Aave, AAVE, Cosmos, ATOM, Monero, XMR, Cardano, ADA, and Polkadot, DOT Trust, right? I think they're all going to be separate, but just to understand that GBTC already has 24 billion under management, and that is through their Bitcoin. Also, other Bitcoin news. Ivy League schools have now come out. Harvard, Yale, and Brown. We knew Harvard and Yale have been buying Bitcoin for at least a year. We also have found out that Michigan has been buying Bitcoin for almost a year as well. The Department of Justice actually did something good that's going to help Bitcoin out. They announced an effort to disrupt the ransomware as a service NetWalker. They seized about 450,000 in cryptocurrencies, and they disabled a dark web resource used to communicate with the NetWalker victims. That'd be great. I'm glad that the government's finally working. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it does not. All right. So Signum Growth Capital has released a primer on Polkadot. Did you know Polkadot is now the 4th largest cryptocurrency? I did not know that. I had to look. It really is. And then this is why this is so important. So how can you fix the T2? How can we get instantaneous transactions where if a collateral rate raise from 3% to 100% on Robinhood, let's just say, right? How can we get to an instantaneous transaction? The way to do that is cryptocurrencies. And it's typically, it's probably going to be a stablecoin of some kind, but it's definitely blockchain. That's how you do it. But you got to have a blockchain that's pretty dang fast. But again, if it can do it in 5 minutes, that'll be great, right? So now, Robinhood wouldn't have had to carry that weight of all those buy-side trades of billions of dollars, they could clear their books just like that within seconds, minutes, maybe 1 hour. It would be, anything would be better than it is right now. But you do have to have some continuity of scale and make sure that blockchain is a good blockchain and is very, very well. It's just got very good security as well. And most of them do. That's why it's called blockchain, right? So here's one. Washington, D.C. based think tank, the Center of New America Security, says that China's CBDC will help the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, and you know I'm a China hawk, by eliminating constraints on government data collection of private citizens, right? So now they're going to collect even more data and see where the money flows are into who, and strengthen its digital authoritarian domestically and export its influence and standard setting abroad. So essentially, when this is again the T2 issue, when you get to an instantaneous financial transaction, which is what the settlement layer needs in the Wall Street model, and blockchain is the answer, and they're basically saying that China is leading. And I cannot say that they're not. So, and that gives me great despair. All right. It is January 29th, 2021. Let's look at the transactions that have happened after the bell. And we'll do that. So here, let me just refresh this, guys, and we'll get to work. All right. Phio Pharmaceuticals files to sell 8.32 million shares of common stock for holders dilution, PHIO. Alarion Therapeutics files to sell 9 million shares of common stock for holders, ALRN. Predictive Oncology to sell 9.7 million shares, POAI. Silver Lake Group sells entire stake in AMC. Wow. I don't know what that was. I could probably look that up. That's probably in the billions of dollars, since AMC is now trading at, what was it? $13 a share, up from sub 5, right? So there you go. It's a good idea. Talked about predictive oncology. They first said 5.6, but now they've raised it to 9 million. That's again POAI. Novavax CEO expects to make 150 million vaccine doses per month by May. NVAX. It's not the making of the vaccine. It's the distribution. Once you fix that part, we're all good to go. Asian Pharmaceuticals files to sell 150 million of American Depository Shares, ASLN. Facebook Oversight Board accepting public comment on Trump ban. Interesting. FV, of course. Let's see if we can get to J.M. Smucker completes sale of Natural Balance Premium Pet Food Business, SJM. That'll provide some liquidity for them. Wall Street's top stories on Friday. Obviously, we've talked about them. J&J is there. BNTX. BNTX is BioNTech. They are Pfizer's partner. Pfizer's their PFE. Moderna mRNA. Lilly, LLY. CBX. BIIB. ESALY. NMTR. IRTC. And Charter. CHTR. Interesting. Gritstone Oncology files automatic mixed shelf, GRTS. I wonder what that's going to do their stock on Monday. That'd be interesting to know. Most of the time, what we see is that it's really interesting. The hedge funds, they typically size up when something like that happens. Like when a CEO sells a massive amount of stock and the stock dips, they literally buy the dip. I saw that twice this week. So on not just hedge funds, but the investment firms too. People's Bank Corp announces 30 million share repurchase plan, PEBO. That's nice. All right. Enhance the stock price. When you're out of ideas, what do? You buy back the stock price. That's what Buffett did too. EHang announces $40 million investment from Carmack, EH. Make sure I'm getting all that. Venus Concept files to sell 8.2 million shares of common stock. Can you say VERO? Can you say dilution again? All right, we're gonna get into these European stocks really quick. I'm just gonna, unless they're big. Farm prices year over year data reports today. ETF fund flow highlights SPY, HYG, LQD, TLT, IEF. ARK-K was on there. FXIR, BBAX, and BBJP were the big inflows. It's very interesting. Those are the things you have to watch because that's where the big money is flowing to, right? And so they've got to literally put that capital to work. What's this? Robinhood updates limit on GameStop buys to 1 share. Wow, restricts other positions. When was that? That was literally right at the end of the day at 5 o'clock. Updates limit on GameStop buys to 1 share. Wow. See, that 1.5 billion that they pulled from investors and from their line of credit, it just wasn't enough. I knew it wasn't going to be enough. It couldn't be enough. They have too many retail buy side. They don't have enough liquidity to hold that. So, and now it's the weekend. So if you bought on a Friday, they can't even settle that. I don't even think until Tuesday. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. CleanSpark was directionally bullish today. GoPro was directionally bullish today. GPRO, sorry. Stericycle pays $600,000 civil penalty for alleged Clean Air Act violations. That's the other thing too that we didn't really talk about. Don't you think the hedge funds? Let's say that they did get together. Let's say that they had what they call an idea meeting or an idea dinner. What do you think happened? I think here's the thing: we're going to lose $100 billion, or we can cheat the system and have to pay the SEC a couple $1 billion fines. They've done it before. They've done it a lot of times before. They've got caught inside. I mean, Steve Kona, .72, who is knee deep in this, has paid $1.8 billion fines. I sent a tweet to him. I said, hey, did you actually pay the SEC $1.8 billion, or do they have an account at .72, right? So don't put that past them. Hey, we're gonna lose $100 billion. Screw it. Let's just pay that $2, $3, $4, $5 billion penalty. That's how we get out of this thing. At least that's one of the thoughts that if I were them, that's probably one of the thoughts that I would have too, knowing how the system works and how it's semi-rigged for sure. Sharp's compliance price target raised to 13 at Barrington, SMED. Air Canada is suspending flights to Mexico, Caribbean for 90 days. The Caribbean, excuse me. iRhythm says published rates by Nevados crosswalked from CPTC codes, IRTC. Not sure what that means. That is definitely a pharmaceutical terms though, and companies. We're getting into some European stocks here. I want to go pretty quick. Here's Balfour Beauty price target raised at Berenberg, BAFYY. EasyJet price target was lowered, ESYJY. If you're into that kind of thing. Sorrento Therapeutics. Now, they were up today. We are long them. There are a lot of hedge funds long them, in fact. Call volume was above normal and directionally bullish. SRNE, you might look at them. You know what? Today, I'm actually going to give you guys a sample of a stocks to watch. So if you've watched this long, you're going to get a little gift about what I'm probably going to. I do a stocks to watch video on Saturdays, and that's probably what this will be one of those I send out tomorrow. But it's also one that I would have texted to our SMS customers today, but it was filed after the bell, so I just put it on stocks to watch for Monday for the opening bell. Goldman Sachs, Virgin Galactic above normal, directionally bullish. SPCE, that was today. No. Biogen FDA delay, likely a slight positive. BIIB. They've been in the news all day today. Suncor price target raised by Barclays SU. Bombardier price target raised at National Bank BDRBF. These are Canadian stocks for the most part. I'm just giving the ones that are the larger ones. Charles Schwab says trading not restricted in GameStop today. That's good. I actually thought Charles Schwab did a fairly decent job. I just don't know why these CEOs just didn't come clean, especially Robinhood. I know the Webull CEO did. So if you like Webull or you don't like Robinhood, I'm not even on Webull, but the explanation that he gave was straightforward. I think it was on Bazinga. So you might look at that as well. Morgan Stanley was bearish today, MS. So top 5 analyst initiations today. So we're going to go the stocks that moved up in the bank's eyes were GFL, STNE, IGM, TRU, and MTN. MTN is, I'm trying to forget which one that is, but I know that is it's a COVID play. I believe that is a ski resort. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that it is. Top 5 analyst downgrades today was F, which is Ford, JAZZ, LXRX, HOG, Hog, I believe is Harley Davidson, and SWX. Top 5 analyst upgrades today was BA, ADP, ADS, CTSH, and SR. So there you go. GameStop was halted 4 times today. What should it be worth if it wasn't halted? It's a good point, Kramer. Not that I'm a big fan of CNBC. AMC was halted today. Cost was halted today. Wow. Unbelievable. See, this is stuff that I don't get to do because I'm doing other things. It's market movers. Beam was downgraded, BEAM, downgraded to a neutral with a $100 target at JP Morgan. Leap Therapeutics assumed an outperform at Baird. LPTX were long them. Iovance Biotherapeutics assumed an outperform at Baird. IOVA. Southwest Gas was downgraded by JP Morgan. SWX. Spire upgraded to overweight. Price target 67 at JP Morgan. SR. Medtronic receives FDA approval of Diamond Temp Ablation System. MDT. Good news. Arcturus Therapeutics assumed a neutral at Baird. ARCT. CyberArk upgraded to a buy at UBS. CYBR. Western Digital price target raised to 65 at RBC. WDC. Caterpillar may resume share repurchases later this year. Adamas Pharmaceuticals. Oh, we talked about them. No, Adamas Pharmaceuticals. ADMP. 40 million share spot secondary priced at $1.11. ADMP. They need cash. Citron, I think we talked about them getting out of publishing short research. That doesn't mean they're not going to short though. We just look. I don't really care about the shorting. What I care about is that you're pulling naked shorts and you're shorting over 120% of the stock. How does that even make sense? Naked shorts need to go. If you're the SEC and you're listening to this, naked shorts need to go. All right, guys, we're going to get home. So I hope you enjoyed this. So we do trader news, today's trader news every day at about the same time. I have a stocks to watch on Saturday, and then if you want to sign up for the stocktrade.tips, that's the website. You can go there. It's a simple. It's literally a 1-minute website. It tells you exactly what we do. They have one goal, and that's for you to profit off the insider positions of the hedge funds. That's it. We make it that simple. So with that said, guys, I really appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Watch your six. Go hard in the paint. We will see you Monday. Thanks again, guys.